It's an Infinity Game Changer.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Infinity Game Changer podcast, where we aim to motivate, assist and inspire business owners to achieve more than they ever thought possible. And as always, this is with Ben. Hello, Ben.
Hello.
And we're going to do a short podcast on you are not your ideal customer.
Yep.
Because quite a few people who speak to us tell us, oh, I don't like that. Or I'm not keen on that colour. And well, you're not buying the product and you're not looking at the website through the eyes of a customer. So we're going to do a bit about that. But first of all, the thing that we do is the Stephen Bartlett Diary of a CEO card. And seeing as I've done the intro, means you've picked the card.
Yeah.
So there's your question. Are you going to tell us the question?
Yeah. So it's by Lewis Capaldi. It says, do you think your younger self would be proud or look up to you now?
You answering that at the end?
I'm sure at the end, yep.
Okay, all right, so we'll come back to that then. So let's jump into the podcast then. So you're best leading this really, because this is definitely a marketing thing. And as you all know, Ben's chief of our marketing. So can you explain to me and to people watching then, where we say, you are not your customer, what should they be doing?
The simple one is just research.
Right.
Just market research. Who is their market? At the very least, testing, but market. Who's your market? That's it. And we'll hear it all the time when people will say, "Oh, well, I don't really like that," or say, "Well, I don't know about that." Well, we should at this point know, or you should at least know. You can be affirming your choices because you know that's what the market is asking for, or needing, or wanting.
Okay.
And so it's just researching. Well, what are people wanting? Not an ego thing, it's just that you've got data to back it up.
Right, okay. That actually links back, I don't know if you saw this, when I was with Stephen Bartlett, he mentioned he was bringing out another book. And there was 3 different versions of the Diary of a CEO book popped up within 3 weeks on my timeline, and they all had different covers for the colour. And that was him doing research to work out, and you could pre-order. And the one that I definitely clicked the blue and gold. Obviously it didn't have the most pre-orders. There was another colour out, I think it was red, but I could be wrong. And there was the white and black. And I remember clicking the pre-order for the blue, and I remember it clear as day. But the book didn't come out like that, it came out as the white and black one, and that was from him doing his research. So he'd put the ad out there, there's a book coming, blah, 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 and the one that clicked the most was the one colour that he went with. You can't get Diary of a CEO in blue, I've never seen it, but he was doing his research.
Hormozy did something similar. What was the blue book? $100 million sales, I think it was.
Yes.
And he did 9 different Facebook ads, just the creative copy, all different versions of him holding a book, but it was 3 in a certain pose with a certain book, 3 in another pose, and it was different colours and what it said on it. It said like $100 million sales, but it's like Alex Hormozy's How to Sell More, and it was like a different variation of each, and whichever one that people signed up to the event more on, that's the one they went with. And then they ran it for the rest of the ads to scale because they knew that most people would click that one.
So if we go back to the beginning of this podcast then, where people, you're not your ideal customer, in that situation with both Stephen Bartlett and Alex Hormozy, what they would have done and what most people do is they would have sat down and they would have picked the colour they liked. So I like the blue and gold one. I would have been drawn to that. That's what I picked. So if I was still in the mindset of me, not my ideal customer, I'd have picked the blue and gold book cover. Alex Hormozy would have picked probably a different book cover to the one he's actually got. But where you say it's the research that does it, and I'm not sure that everything needs to be Facebook research of different pictures, but you can do research through avatars. So by doing the research, you actually are led by the research, not by your personal likes. Right.
I think, and I get it. Business owners, it's theirs, but I think the hardest one is an ego to overcome that and think, well, you're not the end user. Got to think, who's the end user of X, whatever it is. That's what the decision needs to be on, not their taste or their whatever that is. So it's a simple answer, but that's
so
the
to sum
answer.
up then, you said it's their business, which it
Yep.
is their business,
Yep.
but the product isn't theirs, although they may say, well, it is, it's my business, it's my product, but it isn't though, really, is it? You've designed a product for other people.
Yep.
So find out what other people want and go with that. If you're using, in this scenario, the blue book cover, that's your ego taking over,
Yep.
not your market research. You're being egotistically led, not data led.
Yep. Yeah. Emotionally led, logically led, and that's a big pitfall.
Which is where you then, I imagine, when you're helping people, because you're detached from the emotional side of the business, you're dropping in to give them market advice on how to sell their thing or what they do. Because you're detached from that, you can just be like, well, you are only led by the data because that's all you've got to go on.
Yep. Which is I understand the weight that carries, but we always say we're a critical best friend because we're outside of that. And a lot of people it goes into the in and on the business. You're in it every day. Well, now you've got someone outside that purely looking at the facts, and so you're not getting attached. There's no attachment for me. But also, we understand the weight that carries though, because it is your business, it is your baby, I get it. You paint your office and decorate however you want, have all that. But when it comes to the end controller, the end product, sorry, you have to be detached from that. Which is why usually third parties are good for that. So yeah.
Okay, that's a good answer.
Yeah.
So you're not your ideal customer.
Nope.
And to get into the eyes of an ideal customer, you've explained it fantastically there. Yeah, okay. Well, I hope that helps then.
Yeah.
Hope that helps everybody. As always, around this podcast, there are links that you can click and emails that you can contact us on, or phone numbers you can get. And if you're struggling with this one particular thing, we always say this, but Ben's diary, his time is precious. But you can drop an email and you will respond. Mm-hmm. It's not an autoresponder, it's not a bot, it is Ben. He will respond and he will book a time, and you do book times and you do make calls with people. And if you're watching this, you think, oh, I should ask, but I'll never make contact. Do it. Send the email, and Ben will reach out to you, or me, because we make them calls. I'm making calls tomorrow morning to people that have reached into this business. So if you're thinking, oh, they won't, we do. We'll reach out and answer that for you. Okay, but let's back to the fun bit.
Yeah.
So this is the Diary of a CEO conversational card. Can you reduce your question again? And are you happy to share the answer?
Yeah.
Go
So
on.
do you think your younger self would be proud and look up to you now?
That is a great question. Who's
That
it
is
by? That
Louis
is a
Capaldi.
great...
Yeah,
Louis
yeah.
Capaldi. Wow, that is a great question. Go on then.
Yeah. And everyone will probably go, yeah, I think it will. But when you really think about it, yeah, I think I would. I think there's plenty of things I'm good at. I think I'm a fantastic dad. So that's my big one. My younger self would be impressed with my Pokemon card collection now. I love Pokemon. It's a real problem. But yeah, so they'd look at it like they've got some mint stuff now. Yeah. I think my younger self would.
Well, I can offer you some insight on this, because you may not know this watching this, but I've known Ben since you were 17.
50% of my life at least. Well, I'm only 21 now, obviously. But.
That's crazy. I know Ben from a previous life, and when I wanted somebody in this business, Ben was the avatar of the person I wanted to employ, and I sent people out to get him. So I've known Ben from a long time ago. So I knew you as a younger self. And I would, if I was you, I think I would be proud of what I've turned into.
From the little idiot 18-year-old.
I didn't say that. But from where I... we can mention how I know you. I used to run a nightclub and Ben used to come in it. So I've seen Ben partying as an idiot 18-year-old. And I've watched you grow. Yeah. And definitely the last few years since you came here as well. Yeah, I think you would be proud.
Yeah.
Yeah. If stood on the door of the nightclub 17 years ago.
You earn how much?
Yeah. I think you should be proud, mate. Yeah, so that's a good answer to that question. That is a great question from Louis Capaldi. Brilliant. I think that's a dinner time question. Around the dinner table.
Yep.
Right, cool. Okay, well, I hope that's answered it. We're only meant to be on for 5 minutes and we've overrun. And click any of the links, have a chat, send the email, we will contact you, we will ring you back. Remember, you are not your ideal customer. Do
Thank
the
you.
research. Thank you.
See you in the next one.
See you later. Bye. Bye.
It's an infinity game changer.